Ethan Carraway wasn't supposed to be home yet, but something about that afternoon felt off. So he left the office early. The front door opened with barely a sound. The thick carpet softened his steps. Grocery bags dangled from his fingers, biting into his palms. He didn't notice the silence at first. Then that smell. Her perfume, sweet, expensive, the kind that lingers in a room long after someone's gone. But this time she hadn't gone anywhere. He paused in the hallway, his eyes narrowed. The fridge hummed. Somewhere in the distance, laughter. Not just any laugh, Olivia's laugh, that slow, smug one she saved for conversations with her mother. The one that always meant secrets were being shared. Ethan froze. Not because he was scared, but because suddenly this house didn't feel like home anymore. From the hallway, Ethan hears her voice, light, playful, venomous. "Don't worry," Olivia purrs into the phone. "I'll drain him dry." She says it with the same tone she might use to order dessert. Sweet, careless, certain. There's a pause, then a chuckle, older, colder. Her mother. "Good girl," the voice replies. "Don't let him walk away with anything worth keeping." Ethan stands still. Not a sound, not a breath. Just silence and strategy. He doesn't burst into the room. He doesn't confront her. No shouting, no slam doors. Just calculation. Because the moment she said drain him dry, he knew exactly what kind of game she thought she was playing. And more importantly, he knew how to win it. He steps into the room like nothing happened. The grocery bags rustle softly. Ethan sets them down on the kitchen counter, then walks past the living room, calm, effortless. Olivia glances up, her expression pleased. She flashes him a soft, practiced smile. The kind you give to a man you think you've already beaten. "Hey, babe," she says, phone still in hand, voice sugar sweet. "I didn't hear you come in," but Ethan heard everything. He nods, just once, no question, no emotion. To her it means nothing. To the audience it means everything. Because behind those steady eyes is a man who now knows the war has started. And the twist, he didn't trip the wire. She did. The trap is already closing, and Olivia says, smiling at the man she believes is her victim. But the only one walking blind now is her. The lights are low, the room is quiet, but the stage is set perfectly. Olivia walks in slowly, wearing silk like armor, wineglass in hand. She's not nervous. She's rehearsed this moment. The divorce papers sit neatly at the center of the table, like a trophy, like the end game she believes she's already won. She sits down across from him, legs crossed, smile tight, eyes confident. With 2 fingers, she slides the papers forward. "I think this will be easiest for both of us," she says sweetly. No drama. "Just sign and we can move on." She waits, expecting a pause, a sigh, a crack in his voice, maybe even a plea. But Ethan doesn't blink. He takes the pen, no questions, no hesitation, just ink on paper. He signs, pushes the papers back across the table calmly. Olivia's smile falters just for a second. "That's it?" she asks. Ethan looks up, voice even, expression unreadable. "That's it." And in that moment, the audience knows the real performance wasn't hers. Olivia blinks. She was expecting tears, a raised voice, maybe even a last-ditch plea. But Ethan just sits there, calm, still, as if she just handed him a dinner menu, not the legal end of their marriage. He repeats it, quietly. "That's it." Olivia leans back, her silk robe shifting. She smirks like she just checkmated a man too dumb to realize he's lost. "Wow," she says, swirling her wine. "At least you're smart enough not to drag this out." Ethan offers a polite smile. Nothing more, nothing less. But behind that smile, the audience can feel it. He knows something she doesn't, and she won't see it coming until it's already too late. The tension wraps tighter. Not around Olivia, around us. Because now we're no longer asking what she's done, we're asking, what has Ethan prepared? Flashback. Not long ago, Ethan stood in a quiet study. Leather-bound books lined the walls. Dusty beams of light cut through the silence. Across from him sat his father, a man of few words but iron principles. He slid a folder across the desk, heavy, sealed, final. "This isn't for now," his father said. "It's for when silence is smarter than pride." Inside that folder, the Carraway family trust. Over $15 million. Multiple properties, investments, bonds, quiet power. But there was one clause bold, underlined. No access shall be granted while the beneficiary remains legally married. No loopholes, no negotiations. If Ethan wanted to protect his legacy, he had to lose the ring first. His father knew something most men learn too late: love is emotional. But wealth must be protected with logic. The divorce was official. No more signatures, no more performance. Just silence and precision. Ethan stepped into the tall glass building, downtown marble floors. Brushed steel, quiet money in every detail. The receptionist stood before he even said a word. She knew who he was. "Good morning, Mr. Carraway. The attorney is expecting you." Upstairs, behind a polished oak desk, the family's estate attorney rose with a knowing smile. Years of loyalty, decades of quiet planning. "I understand," the attorney said. "You're ready to proceed." Ethan nodded once. Then calmly, no drama, no ego, activate the inheritance transfer. No celebration, no champagne, just a pen. One by one, Ethan signed $15 million. Private estates, stock portfolios, holdings across 3 continents. All of it his, and Olivia. She had the house and the car, but the empire, she never even knew it existed. Olivia thought she got everything. The house, the joint savings, the car, the illusion of a clean victory. She walked away feeling powerful, like a queen who'd conquered it all. But what she took was what he allowed her to take. The leftovers, the easy-to-sign-away stuff, the things with his name on the surface but never tied to his legacy. Because what mattered was never in her reach. The Carraway Trust was built like a fortress, ironclad, invisible, and protected by generations of legal foresight. No court could touch it. No signature could break it. Not even her name ever made it into the margins. She won the facade, Ethan kept the foundation, and now she's standing at the gates thinking she owns the castle, when the real wealth, she never even saw the keys. Olivia couldn't help herself. She told anyone who would listen, friends, co-workers, even her hairstylist is probably living in a shoebox by now. "Honestly, I did him a favor. He'll survive, maybe." Her voice carried laughter. Her eyes sparkled with pride. She believed she had crushed him legally, emotionally, financially. She posted photos of her redecorated home, a new rug here, an expensive lamp there, captions like, "Starting fresh, no dead weight." The world, or at least her little corner of it, believed she'd come out on top. Meanwhile, Ethan parked beneath a downtown high-rise. Glass walls, river view, Italian marble floors, quiet elevator, coded access. No social media posts, no announcements, just silence and control. His new loft wasn't under his name, it was held through the trust. And Olivia Shedd never even heard of the building. She was too busy posing on Instagram while the real empire moved quietly in shadows. It hit the stands at 7:00 a.m. Front page, bold font, unmistakable headline: Ethan Carraway, sole beneficiary of the Carraway Family Trust. Below it, a photo from the trust banquet. Ethan in a charcoal suit, shaking hands with the chairman of a global investment group, skyline glowing behind him. Power, quiet, measured, and Olivia. She opened the business journal on her phone, half asleep, coffee in hand. She blinked. Once, twice. Then the cup dropped. Her phone lit up like a Christmas tree. Messages poured in. "Wait, this is your ex. You walked away from that. Didn't you say he was broke?" Old friends? Fake friends. People she hadn't heard from in years suddenly remembered her number, but none of them were congratulating her now. They were just doing what people do best, watching the fall. Olivia tried to control the damage. She posted a selfie, subtle makeup, bold caption: "Some things are just family money. Never meant to touch it anyway." She added a story. A latte, a laptop, a wide grin, hashtag new chapters unbothered. But the comments cold, dry, silent. No fire emojis, no compliments. Just one line that kept repeating itself. "Wait, wasn't this your ex-husband?" 15 minutes later, post deleted. She tried again. Another post. A vacation pic from months ago. Different caption, same result. Third post deleted within 12 minutes. The silence wasn't just digital. Friends stopped texting, DMs went unanswered. People started tagging each other in the article instead of tagging her. And that was the worst part. Not the wealth, not the trust, but the one thing she valued most: control over the story, and that was gone. When silence failed her, Olivia turned to noise. She filed a lawsuit, accusing Ethan of deceit. He hid the trust, he misled me during the marriage. It made headlines briefly, a desperate attempt to rewrite a story that had already gone to print. Her lawyer stood tall at the courthouse steps. Reporters snapped photos. Olivia wore black like it was war paint, but inside the courtroom it took less than 10 minutes. The Caraway Trust legal team, older, sharper, colder, laid a folder on the table like a guillotine. The document read, per Section 12, all assets within the Caraway Family Trust remain legally inaccessible while the beneficiary is married. Activation requires completed divorce. Therefore, no marital claim can be made. This is final. No drama, no heated objections. Just the thud of truth, unavoidable and absolute. Olivia didn't lose this round in court. She lost it the moment she signed too fast. The room was silent. Olivia didn't speak. She didn't blink. Her perfectly manicured nails gripped the armrest too tight. Across from her, her lawyer, the man who once promised to win and close the folder. No long explanations, no legal jargon. Just one flat sentence, there's nothing left to do. It hit harder than any ruling. No fury, no objections, just quiet collapse. Olivia didn't scream, didn't cry, didn't throw anything. She just sank, shoulders slumped, back curved, head down, like a queen realizing her throne was never hers, and in that silence, for the first time, she stopped trying to win. She didn't speak in the hallway, didn't look back. The heels that once echoed with power now tapped like reminders of everything she couldn't undo. Outside, the air was too still, not peaceful, just empty. For the first time, Olivia said nothing. No backup plan, no clever spin, no audience to convince. She sat in the backseat of the car, silent, small, watching the city move without her. Even she knew this wasn't a setback. This was a conclusion. There was no court left to appeal to, no clause to twist, no door to knock on. Because she wasn't just locked out. She was never meant to be inside. The house looked the same marble counters, same expensive candles, same throw pillows she once bragged about online. But now everything felt louder. The silence echoed. She walked barefoot through the hallway. The floor was cold. The wine glass in her hands shook, but not because she was cold. Just 2 weeks ago, this place was her trophy. Proof that she had won, proof that he had lost. Now it was just space, no access, no leverage, no future. She poured another glass of red, sat on the couch and stared into nothing. No TV, no phone, just her and shadows. The curtains swayed, the wine tasted bitter, and for the first time Olivia understood. This house wasn't proof of victory. It was just a quiet reminder of everything she didn't get. Flashback. The door slammed so hard the windows rattled. Olivia burst in face-flushed trust notice crumpled in her hand. Why didn't you tell me this could happen? Her voice cracked. Not from anger, from betrayal. Her mother looked up from her glass of wine. Calm, too calm. I was protecting you. Olivia's eyes burned. From what? From winning, the words hit like a slap. The woman who'd whispered strategies, who'd coached her through every manipulation, now just sipped her wine like this was inevitable. Silence grew in the room. Heavy, dense, cold. For a moment, neither of them were strategists. Neither were victorious. Just two women. One who followed a plan, and one who wrote it without knowing it would lead to ruin. And for the first time, the audience doesn't just see Olivia's arrogance. They see her isolation. Olivia didn't lose because Ethan outplayed her. He never raised his voice, never fought back, never even argued. He didn't have to. She lost because she rushed. She bragged. And worst of all, she never asked the right question. She assumed he was weak. She assumed silence meant surrender. She assumed winning meant being loud, being seen, being first. But the truth, Ethan never played her game. He wrote a different one, quiet, precise, slow. And the moment she signed those papers, she'd already lost. The house a prop, the car a leftover, the public image fragile. And now the audience sees it too poetic justice. Not shouted, not slammed, just sitting there, unmoving, undeniable, and deeply deserved. The ballroom was glowing. Chandeliers sparkled overhead. Crystal glasses clinked softly. Strings played something elegant but forgettable. And then Ethan Caraway walked in. No entourage, no announcement. Just a black suit, tailored, precise, and a presence that turned heads. Investors nodded. Old money whispered. The board members stood a little straighter. This wasn't the kid they remembered. This was the man who waited, watched, endured, and outlasted. Every smile he gave was measured. Every handshake firm, but never forced. He wasn't here to gloat. He was here to remind them power doesn't always arrive with a bang. Sometimes it enters the room with perfect silence and undeniable weight. Ethan stood, calm, collected. A gentle clink of his spoon against the glass hushed the entire room. He didn't clear his throat. He didn't smile. He simply lifted his glass and said, "True wealth isn't what you inherit. It's knowing who should never share it." Silence, then murmurs. Glances exchanged. Some nodded. Others looked down at their plates. A toast not just to money, but to clarity, to survival, to the art of staying quiet long enough for the truth to reveal itself. He sipped once, then sat. The speech was over, but the message still echoing. Across town in a dimly lit kitchen, Olivia scrolls. Her finger pauses. The photo Ethan at the banquet. Smiling, not proud, just free. The headline, Caraway Legacy Enters New Era. And beneath it, the caption, attendees include CEOs, philanthropists, and sole heir Ethan Caraway. No mention of her, no footnote, not even a shadow in the frame. She stares, not blinking, no tears, just silence. And in that silence, one line plays louder than applause ever could. True wealth isn't what you inherit. It's knowing who should never share it. She locks her phone, sets it down. The screen fades to black, just like her story. Sometimes the loudest victories are won in silence. Ethan didn't fight back with rage. He didn't scream, didn't post, didn't argue. He prepared, he waited. And when the moment came, he let her write her own downfall. This story isn't about revenge, it's about restraint, dignity, and self-worth. It teaches us that you don't have to prove your value to someone who only sees your assets. Real power, it's not in what you show the world, it's in what you choose to protect from it. If this story made you pause, made you rethink how power and silence work together, then hit that subscribe button. Because here we don't just tell stories. We uncover truths hidden in the quiet moments where real power lives. Subscribe now and never miss the next truth.